How do you feel about VAR? Well, YouGov have done a poll, and it appears that 2/3 of fans who watch the Premier League, either by going to games or at home in their armchairs, don't like it. It's spoiling their enjoyment of the game. However, 3/4 of them, Stevie, want it kept and modified. So what do you think?
So you're giving me two completely opposite.
Are you in favour of keeping it in general?
Absolutely.
Has it made your life more enjoyable watching football?
It hasn't changed it one iota. Listen, there are only two things that I dislike about VAR, and that is that the referee on the day doesn't go to the monitor and it takes a little bit too long. Those are two things that can change. Those are the two things that they need to work on, and that's it. You know, I'm kind of sick of listening to people spewing out what they've heard before about it's spoiling the game. How is it spoiling the game? I've heard people coming out with nonsense like, well, nobody celebrates anymore. What a lot of nonsense. Have you actually been watching games? Every time the ball hits the back of the net, everybody's off their seat, whether it's in the stadium or whether it's sitting in the house. So, unfortunately for VAR, there are too many people just spouting out what they've heard 1,000 times from other people, and then all of a sudden it's becoming the norm.
One of the so-called improvements that's been talked about is having the fans inside the stadium actually get to see the incident and the angles that are being reviewed by either the referee, would be a pitchside monitor if that change was to come in, or obviously back at Stockley Park as well, where they're changing their iteration, trying to work out whether to advise the referee to overturn a decision or to do something that he's missed. Do you think that that would benefit?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. There are things that can be improved, and that is one more. You know, the fact that most Premier League grounds right now have got the equipment that it shouldn't be a problem to show the fans all around the stadium what's going on. The fact that they're not doing it, I think it tells you more about how the referees particularly, and Mike Riley, are just not quite in tune with this yet, and probably don't want to be, you know, have the doors burst open and everybody watching what they're doing and what they're thinking right now before they're actually 100% comfortable with it. I think that's the only reason why it's not being shown, because there isn't any other reason why it shouldn't be shown in the stadium for the person there.
Some of the controversies that have sort of reared their heads, particularly in the Premier League, does it come down to competence, either using the equipment properly or interpreting slow motion angles and viewing the right angles and being able to advise the referee correctly? And also just competence in game management. Sometimes it's showing the referees up, perhaps, where they make a decision, it doesn't get overruled, but everyone looking at it says, well, why didn't it get overruled? Because that's clearly the wrong decision.
Yeah, I've always found this a little strange that there's no question it's down to competence and confidence. Confidence in what you're looking at. I find it amazing that before VAR, a referee was forced into making a quick decision, a snap decision. Sometimes got it right, sometimes got it wrong. Now, when the official at Stockley Park, it takes him 16 looks. You know, you watch it particularly from the viewer's point of view, watching the TV, they go over and over and over and over and over. I mean, really? You know.
It doesn't help the referee, right? The referee's the one who saw it first time.
It doesn't help anybody. And if you've looked at this thing twice, whatever it may be, there could be the odd one that is really tough to see. But generally, it shouldn't be long. So I think it's competence and certainly confidence with the guy at Stockley Park.
Just finishing up, on the offside stuff, because I know that we've sort of differed about whether we see that there's a benefit here. We've seen a lot of goals either counted or not counted for you know, the merest of margins of offside. How do you stand on that? Are you in favour generally of it being scientifically proven?
100%. Nobody's got a problem with the goal line technology, have they?
No.
When to the millimetre we know whether the ball's over, everybody says that's great. So why have we got a problem with the same type of theory and equipment to get an offside? I don't understand. I think too many people with VAR just complain for the sake of it.
I guess it just comes down on the offside thing to confidence again and competence, whether you believe they've got it right with the line and whether you have confidence that the technology's
You know, sometimes the more you look at something, the more complicated you make it for yourself. And that to me would be the only reason why some of these decisions take so long. But Listen, no question. VAR, in my opinion, is much better. Well, no, I won't. I won't throw another one in.
That's for part 2.
Yeah.
Let us know what you think of VAR. Of course, it is the topic of debate.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.